Hi, my name is Tom and I'm excited to welcome you again on this platform where I talk about leadership using what I call a 3-2-1 take action approach. And that just means that I share with you 3 questions or thoughts around leadership, 2 principles or tips that can help you answer those questions, and 1 specific action step that you can take to move you forward along your leadership journey. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to lead yourself in the area of time, money, and energy. Let's get right into it. The first question, have you ever asked yourself, where did my time go? There was a time I used to ask myself that question as well. The end of a day, the end of a week, I'll just pick my to-do list and I'll be wondering, how come I've not knocked off any item from this list? What have I been doing all day or all week? If you've ever experienced that before, then maybe you want to hang around and hear what I have to say regarding this. The second question, have you ever asked yourself, what happened to my money? I've also asked myself that question before. I had a budget, at least I thought I did, and for whatever reason, there is just no correlation between my budget and the reality. And then I begin to wonder at the end of a week, 2 weeks, or a month, what happened to my money? The third question, have you ever asked yourself, how come I feel tired so often? Why is my energy so low? Again, I've had to ask myself this question before. It led me to a couple of answers, and these are what I want to share with you with these 2 principles right now. The first, develop a plan. Now that can sound very basic, but it's so powerful. I know some people who tell me, what's the benefit of a plan when things wouldn't go according to my plan? And I respond by saying, well, the benefit of the plan is you know when things don't go according to plan. And that begins to initiate or direct you as to what you need to do next. Because a plan is your initial thinking through of the process. And if things deviate from that plan, then you know exactly what to do to bring them back on course to that plan. Imagine, on the other hand, if you didn't have a plan, things would just go in any direction and you wouldn't know whether it's going in the right direction or not. So regarding time, develop a plan. And that just simply means have a schedule. I am a firm believer in scheduling everything that you consider important. I schedule time with family. I schedule time for work. I schedule time for myself. I schedule time for my health. And my calendar has all those things plugged in, well detailed, well lined out. Schedules are your best friend when it comes to leading yourself in the area of time. So you want to get a schedule. That's your plan for time. For money, you want to develop a budget. Again, I know budgets are very, everyone has their view on these things, but I would recommend you have a budget. Of course, it doesn't mean you are bound by your budget or your schedule like 100%, but back to my earlier point, when you have a plan, then you know when things deviate from the plan, you know how to adjust. So get a budget, and in addition to a budget, which was the changer for me, apart from the budget, find a way to track your expenses so you're actually able to compare your budget better to the expenses that you are making as you go along. That is a great way to lead yourself in the area of money. Then thirdly, in the area of energy. Now you might be asking, how can I lead myself when it comes to my energy? A couple of options for you, but the acronym I'd like to leave you with that sort of helps with this is what I call FREE. The F there is food. You want to think deeply about the kind of meals that energize you and the ones that drain you. There's a whole lot of literature out there on that, and I'll encourage you to find what works for you based on your body type, I guess also a bit around where you're from and all those other things that matter when it comes to that area. So F is for food. R is rest. Different schools of thoughts on this. I've found for me personally that 6 hours of rest every day gets me going. Some can operate on less, some need more, but whatever it is, it's not just the duration, but the regularity of the schedules as to when you sleep and when you wake up. And then those power naps in the day work miracles. That's for rest. The first E in FREE is exercise. Again, I'm a firm believer in generating those endorphins and energy chemicals that will pump you up for the day. I do that in the morning. You can find what works for you based on your schedule. But back to my point on schedules, if your schedule has it there for exercise, then you are more likely to get it done. So I I'm a strong believer that exercises help you with energy. And beyond exercise, the second E and the fourth alphabet is engagement. Now, what this means, just to break it down, is what kind of activities are you engaged in? There are activities that energize you, and there are activities that drain you. You want to be very mindful to identify your energizers and to identify your drainers. I am a firm believer that having a way to schedule those energizers and drainers during the course of the day helps to keep your energy going for the majority of the day. Now, I know we may not always be in charge of what comes our way and how that drains or energizes us, but peradventure something you weren't expecting came along and drained you. Do you actually know the things that can help you get your energy back up to focus on work? Perhaps you know the things that energize you. Do you know how to structure them in your day so that it keeps you pumped and going? That's what I talk about when it comes to a plan for time, a plan for money, and a plan for your energy. Now, the second tip I'm going to leave you with is follow the plan. A plan is only as good as when you follow it. I've met people who take so much joy in saying, oh, I have this great schedule, I have this great budget, but they don't follow it. So you need to help yourself find a system that keeps you accountable to those plans. Find an accountability partner, a coach, a friend, a colleague, somebody you trust, a partner, that both of you can share these plans with one another and hold each other accountable along the journey. Apart from finding accountability, you can also set up reminders for yourself. Like I said about the schedule, for me, it's synchronized to my phone. And what I do is that I actually have prompts coming regularly to say it's time for this, it's time for that. This has really helped me to keep the things that I consider priority top of mind. Now, like I said, when the reminder goes off, I may not be able to do it at that moment because something else is up. But the reminder has helped me to know that at that moment, I need to reschedule it or come back to it later and see how I can get it done. And then another power tip I would leave you with in the area of following your plan is reflection. Some of us draw up desires for the year, and after we do that at the beginning of the year, we never go back to it. You want to schedule time to regularly reflect on your plans. Think through your schedules, think through your budget, think through those energizers and drainers and ask yourself, how am I actually applying these things effectively? Where are the places that I can improve? I often advise my clients to have a specific day and time that they reflect. I do mine on Sunday evenings. I reflect, and with that same springboard of reflection, I begin to plan the new week. You want to have that done for yourself as well, because reflection helps you to take account of what has worked well over the past day or week, whatever frequency you want to use, and help you to then arrange or rearrange things for the coming day or the coming week, as the case may be. Now, here is my one action point for you based on all that I've shared. I'd like you to identify one of those three areas where you believe you really need to improve, whether it's in your leading yourself in time, leading yourself in the area of money, or leading yourself in the area of your energy management. Go back to the tips that I've shared in here regarding any of those three based on the one you've identified and apply those steps. Remember, it's not the knowledge that you have in your head that makes the difference. It's the one that you apply and receive the results. I wish you all the very best along your leadership journey. Remember to take action. Bye for now.